Are you kidding me? Of course, the SEC is after a bunch of degenerates on Wall Street bets for pumping the stock. And they're not looking into what's actually going on with illegal shares being sold. Um, this is, this is crazy how deep this goes. Let's just look at the chart here real quick, guys. Yeah, basically what you see there is what you get. This has caused this sell-off right here. So that came out right here, and that's what you're seeing here. That's why it's red. That's why it's kind of dropped below the volume weighted average price. This is nothing. It's not going to shake out majority. Very simple. They could be, yeah, there's no volume there. This is nothing. This is just a little scare. This is what happens if you're not used to watching the stock market. Little news comes out. Sometimes it pops it down for a bit, or it goes up for a bit, depending on what the news is, and then it all, it's fine. But I can't believe that SEC is actually there. I'm saying it's deep. SEC, I've never dealt with them, but so far I'm thinking they're corrupt. Because, yeah. Anyways, one other thing I wanted to show you guys was this right here. So I'll just show it to you. So I said I would like my GME shares to not be loaned out. So you can only do this if you're on cash. So get on a cash account, change to a cash account, and then tell me you don't want to be loaned out. And that way the shorts can't borrow shares to short, basically. And not that it matters too much because they're borrowing shares that don't exist, over 200%, maybe. Please know if the stock was lent out, it could still sell at any time. Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. I said this in another video. I just wanted to show you guys the chat because maybe you didn't believe me. I said, I understand. I don't want my GMC shares lent out. I need confirmation you won't, or I will be closing my account with you guys and recommending the same to my 100,000 plus audience. That's all of you 40 people watching this. Hi, you have exited the stock lending program. Your shares won't be lent out. That is so nice of them. How sweet. Now I have confirmation. The shares we own in here, they will not lend out, and that is good. That's what I want. GameStop here, that's not a recommendation, not financial advice. If you want to have them lent out, that is totally your prerogative. That's what I'm doing with my shares. I have 14 shares of this. I am long on it, and I bought, I've averaged down yesterday here. So my average cost on these 14 are now 214. Big stuff happened today though with them bringing in Amazon people for fulfillment centers and for e-commerce. And then just thinking about that along with how GameStop is now the most talked about stock in the world. Those things combined with them having Ryan Cohen from Chewy, who I think has done a great job with Chewy, and I think that's a very simple and amazing company. The way it is, I don't know about how the way it's run specifically, but just the product, the concept, and yeah. So I actually started with swing trading GameStop, but today when it was here, thinking about the AMC, or thinking about them bringing Amazon employees, thinking about all the exposure it's gotten, thinking about Ryan Cohen, all the different things. Typically, I want stable stuff in my long term that I know and use, or this or that won't move. This is my long term. And so typically I wouldn't have this in here, but thinking about all those things and then thinking, they could do any sort of number of things, of course, with their stores. They could be whatever, esports, gaming, tournament, stations. They could have tryouts. They could build gaming PCs in there. They can do whatever. They don't have to use their stores if they don't want. Those could be a bunch of fulfillment centers. I don't know what they're going to do, but with this much attention and even this much capital, with it being at $94, they have tons of options. And now they have all sorts of media exposure that would have cost billions of dollars to get in everybody's ears and eyes, and for people to be talking about it literally around the world. So they don't have to spend that on marketing because they've got it. And then they've got a good CEO, in my opinion, and they're bringing people over from Amazon. I'm bullish on Amazon. So yeah, I add it to the long term. If this goes down to $10, I'll probably add more, but I'm holding. Long term, I don't sell. And I wasn't bullish on GameStop in the long term at all until really just this morning. I decided from those different factors, that's enough for me to want to be a part of this long term and think that there's a future with this long term. So that happens. You know, it started out as a swing trade. I did a lot of due diligence on it over the past week. My eyes are red from all of it and burning out of my skull. But it's now turned into a long-term play for me, and I'm happy to be aboard. I've got 10 shares, 10.10, because I did a cost. I don't know. I've never done that. It's weird, but average cost is $99. Again, in my long term, I don't touch it. So, give you an example here. Look at this. Rocket's down $979. I've been down on this for a long time. Long. I bought Rocket. Let me show you. I bought Rocket right here. August. I bought it for, it wasn't 28. I bought it actually for 38. Came up. I bought it just before earnings. It was like, right. Was it 28? It's 28. No. I don't know. I bought it for a lot. Right before earnings. Terrible earnings. And this has been months of just holding it. And I'm fine with that. I believe in Rocket long term. So when it came down here, I averaged down. And a couple times I've averaged down. Now my cost is 28. And, you know, I'm fine to hold this. I have 140 shares. Great. That's what I want. And that's just a good example for what you do with the long term. If you believe in it, unless if something changes, unless if Rocket fundamentally changes, they said, no, we're not going to do mortgage stuff anymore. We're not going to have this app that you can do this stuff with and do all this cool stuff. Now we're going to go shovel snow. I'll be like, I don't think I want to invest with you anymore. Then I'll sell it. But if fundamentals don't change, once you buy into it for the long term, you don't sell it. That's just the way it is. So that's where I'm at with GameStop now. Unless something fundamentally change, at this point, it's going to be a very hyper growth stock pick in my long term because they don't do anything yet. This is a speculative play, but just everything surrounding it, I am bullish for pretty much whatever they get into. I think it's going to be more e-commerce and that sort of thing, which is good. And then literally hiring people that worked at Amazon. Yeah, it's a lot of different plays. I want to give you guys a little update. The Bloomberg thing on the SEC. Sorry, I'm all jumpy. I've been drinking coffee and I haven't eaten much. Yeah, so this is just so upsetting that they're looking for the social media that drove it up. I mean, this could just be more like news and market manipulation, honestly, because the SEC might be looking at a lot of stuff, and this is all that they're going to share with the public to scare us, honestly. And it's not the first time I've seen market manipulation, how the media manipulates and tries to swing stuff, and it's heavy in the stock market, way heavier than I realized before. You watch those shows and stuff, and it's like, oh, this is crazy if this is how the market works. Yeah, those shows are from experience. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's selling off, but honestly, now that I'm long term on it, sorry, I kind of want it to sell off, guys. Once it triggers in my mind and it changes into a long term play, I want it to sell off because I want it cheaper because I want to buy more. That's how I feel almost about all my stocks. I'm like, I want it cheaper. So I mean, I don't want it to sell off, but anyways, yeah, basically the charts is kind of selling off here. Actually, yeah, I've only got 30 minutes left to close, so we'll see what that news does. If anything, it'll be a little drop just for a little bit. If you're hearing me today, this was setting up, in my opinion, a really bullish signal for it to really break out, and then their timing was impeccable, honestly. I was messaging, I was tweeting, and all of this was just setting up, low volume was setting up for a crazy breakout. And then they're like, okay, yep, drop the news. SEC is going after the Wall Street bet guys. And so, of course, but this is very, very minor in my opinion. I'm too heavy in this already. I keep, every time it dips, it's like hard not to buy more. Now that it's in my long term though, I'm happy and I'm comfortable. I've got my 10 shares and I'll stick with that. If it drops a lot more, maybe I'll average down. But I say what I say, not what to do, because this is not financial advice and this is not a recommendation. It's for educational purposes only, or entertainment, however you see fit. But I think aftermarket, I think this will do fine. If it stays flat, that's good to me, honestly. If it just holds flat, what's gonna happen if it gets in a real tight range here? One thing's gonna happen is the option contracts are gonna get really cheap. So if I had option contracts, I would sell them, or I am. I mean, I have them and I'm selling them. And then what happens is when it gets really tight, towards the end of the consolidation before it runs up is when I will buy contracts because they'll be the cheapest because contracts move up and down in value based on the IV, and the IV changes based on the volatility. So it's implied volatility from what's happened. IV is a result, not a cause. So this 750% IV, that's a result of these crazy huge swings. But if you watch stocks, once you start watching more, you'll see when they're tight consolidating, that IV gets really low. And what happens when the IV gets low is the options get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And then you buy a bunch for really cheap. I buy a bunch for really cheap. And then it shoots up and the IV goes crazy up to 750% again. So unfortunately, a lot of you guys are probably getting IV crushed right now when it gets really tight, and this happens. So when IV's this high, I don't usually buy options. So I say I'm gonna buy. I probably won't actually. I'll probably sell options. I'll sell premium with that high IV. But we'll see. I don't know what I'll do. I already have debit spreads in this, so I already have some options on it. Which will probably expire worthless because I have it for 410 by Friday. I definitely believe it could be there by Friday, but it kind of depends on news. We need a kind of a bullish news catalyst to get this going. Like I said in my other video, it might not be till earnings, which is March 6th, I think, but I think it'll be before then. Even just this little bit of news about them hiring someone for fulfillment centers from Amazon. I mean, you saw what that was starting to do. Just wait for that news catalyst, and I'm on board for the ride. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Boom. I got a Twitter for this account. It's twitter.com/happymoneyyt. So I'm going to be updating that that'll be the quickest way until I can share stories or share stuff on YouTube. I'm going to be updating the Twitter. So let me actually pull that up so you guys see what I'm doing. I'm going to be putting my plays I do in there and then just stuff that's going on. I don't always do a video for it, or wasn't planning on it, but maybe I will now. I don't know. But it'll be faster. They're really going to make me do this. Let's see. So it's Happy Money YT. All right, I won't show it to you guys, but anyways, yeah, I was tweeting this morning saying when I was gonna buy GameStop because the price and then the news and everything going on. But yeah, follow me on there, and I will see you. I'm gonna have another recap video for the plays I did today. Okay, peace out.